the secret to inner peace that no one can take away. Have you ever noticed how Jesus remained completely composed even when facing the worst betrayal of his life? While those around him panicked, lied, and turned against him, he stood firm. Not because circumstances were easy, but because he possessed something the world couldn't touch, a deep, unbreakable peace. The question is, can we access that same peace today? In a world filled with workplace stress, family drama, and constant provocation? The answer is yes. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to develop this kind of spiritual strength that keeps you grounded no matter what storm you're facing. Number 1. Peace functions as your spiritual shield. Most people think the enemy's primary target is your finances or your physical health. But there's something he attacks far more often, your inner calm. Why? Because when you lose your composure, you lose clarity. You make poor decisions. You damage relationships. You sabotage your own progress. Think of peace as your personal defense mechanism. In Philippians 4 verse 7, Scripture tells us that God's peace acts as a guardian over our hearts and minds. But here's the catch. It only protects what you keep within its boundaries. When someone cuts you off in traffic, when a coworker throws you under the bus, when a family member says something hurtful, these are tests of your spiritual security system. Each time you choose to remain steady rather than exploding in anger, you're making a powerful declaration. My inner tranquility is more valuable than winning this moment. So the next time you feel that surge of rage building up, pause and ask yourself, is this situation worth surrendering the very thing that keeps me whole? Number 2, taking offense is a choice, not an obligation. Here's something most people miss. When someone offends you, it's rarely accidental. There's a spiritual strategy at work. The enemy understands he cannot directly steal your peace. So, instead, he creates situations that tempt you to hand it over willingly. Jesus warned us in Luke 17 verse 1 that offensive situations are inevitable. Notice he didn't say you can prevent being hurt. He said you can prevent staying hurt. There's a massive difference. Taking offense is like stepping into quicksand. The more you replay what happened, the more you rehearse their words, the more you relive that painful moment, the deeper you sink. Before you know it, you're trapped in a mental prison, and the person who hurt you isn't even thinking about you anymore. Forgiveness doesn't mean pretending it didn't hurt. It means refusing to let that hurt control your future. You release them not because they deserve it, but because you deserve freedom. As long as you remain offended, you remain emotionally handcuffed to that person. And genuine peace cannot coexist with lingering resentment. Number 3, silence demonstrates power, not weakness. We live in a culture that celebrates the clapback. Social media rewards the savage response. Everyone tells you to defend yourself, prove your point, have a last word. But God's wisdom points in a completely different direction. Exodus 14 verse 14 contains one of the most counterintuitive commands in Scripture. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. In our minds, stillness feels like surrender. But in God's economy, it's actually supreme confidence. When you choose restraint over reaction, you're telling heaven, God, I trust you with what I cannot control. This isn't about being passive or letting people walk over you. It's about recognizing that some battles are won through strategic withdrawal, not aggressive engagement. Consider how Jesus responded when falsely accused. He didn't defend himself with lengthy explanations. He didn't argue his innocence. His silence spoke volumes. It demonstrated that he didn't need human validation because he had divine approval. Restraint doesn't reveal powerlessness. It reveals protection. When you stop struggling for control, you position yourself to watch God intervene in ways you never could have orchestrated yourself. Number 4, humility creates space for peace to flourish. Let's be honest about something. Most anger doesn't stem from genuine pain. It comes from wounded pride. Your ego whispers, they have no right to speak to me that way. I deserve better treatment. And suddenly, your pride is controlling your emotions. But James 4 verse 6 gives us this sobering reminder. God actively resists the proud while extending grace to the humble. Real humility isn't self-hatred or low self-esteem. It's adopting Christ's perspective instead of your ego's demands. When pride dies, peace thrives. You stop needing to win every debate. You stop requiring everyone's approval or understanding. You find contentment in God's opinion rather than public perception. Sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. Just a knowing smile, a conscious decision to release it, and walking away with the confidence that God witnessed everything. He's keeping score, and his justice is far more thorough than any revenge you could orchestrate. Number 5, your focus determines your stability. Remember when Peter walked on water? He was doing the impossible until one critical moment. He shifted his gaze from Jesus to the storm. Immediately, he began to sink. This same principle applies to your emotional life. Isaiah 26 verse 3 makes an incredible promise. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. Your peace level is directly connected to your focus point. When you fixate on who hurt you, you forget who heals you. When you stare at the problem, you lose sight of the solution. You'll never control how others behave, but you absolutely control where you direct your attention. So when anger surfaces, don't just react, redirect. Turn your eyes back to God. He's the anchor that stabilizes your heart when emotions threaten to capsize you. When your focus remains locked on Him, your peace becomes virtually untouchable. Your spirit stays unbothered regardless of external chaos. Number 6, your composure preaches louder than your words. Sometimes your most powerful sermon won't involve any words at all. It will be demonstrated through your calm presence in the middle of turmoil. The world expects you to snap back, to break down, to lose control. When you remain composed instead, people notice. Your peace speaks more convincingly than any defense you could articulate. Matthew 5 verse 9 declares, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God." This means peace isn't merely a personal feeling. It's a family identifier. It reveals whose you are. Every time you respond with grace under pressure, you remind everyone watching that your spirit isn't governed by circumstances. It's governed by God. And that quiet strength, that's what truly sets you apart in a reactive world. Here's the truth we need to embrace. Peace isn't something you stumble upon during vacation or in moments of silence. It's something you intentionally build and fiercely protect, especially in the middle of chaos. You construct it through daily choices, choosing stillness over reaction, trust over control, forgiveness over offense. Next time someone attempts to steal your calm, pause and ask, is this worth my peace? Or am I about to hand over what God entrusted to me? The more you guard your spirit, the more you reflect Christ's character. Your peace is your power, protected at all costs. If you're committed to walking in this unshakable peace starting today, let me know in the comments. And if this message strengthened you, subscribe for more content that builds up your faith and transforms your daily walk with God. Remember, protected peace is powerful peace.